Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Today we are back with episode 3 of season 6 of Peaky Blinders. Now, the last 2 episodes have been very good. I mean, do we expect anything less from this show? I expect nothing but perfection, and it delivers every single episode. We have got some pretty crazy things happening. Ruby is sick again. I predicted last episode, or both of the last episodes, that I think Ruby is going to die because she's been sick both of these episodes, and I feel like they're setting it up, and it's going to hit Tommy really hard. I think it's going to drive a wedge between Tommy and Lizzie, more so than there already is, because, I mean, were they ever really fond of each other that much? I mean, Lizzie was, but I don't think the love was ever really reciprocated. Tommy just kind of used her, to be honest, and then they decided to get married because she got pregnant, but, you know, that's life. There's a lot of stuff on Tommy's plate that he has to deal with. He is playing the line on every single side of this equation. I mean, with Jack Nelson, with his own family, with Winston Churchill, with the IRA, you know, he has to pretend to be somebody else to everybody, and he has to try and, I guess, remember what he's doing. He has to make sure not to fuck up. He can't have any missteps or his cover is blown and everything goes to shit. So, a lot of stuff happening. We saw Jack Nelson last episode. It was kind of a letdown for me, not in terms of the story's writing, I mean the actor who let's pretend that didn't happen. For the actor who portrays Jack Nelson, but then again, nothing has happened yet, so I don't want to judge too quickly. I have to give him room to show me what he's got. You know, nothing crazy has happened. He hasn't done anything bad per se just yet. We've only heard things about him, so I don't want to say that he's bad yet. You know, obviously there's still 4 episodes left in this show. I just mean, like, because, you know, when we saw Tom Hardy for the first time, it was like immediate. You know what I mean? Immediate love, intimidation. I mean, love is in how much we love the character, how scary he was, how good he was. I mean, it was just off the bat, he was amazing. And I didn't feel the same with this introduction to Jack Nelson, but it could also just be the character, you know, so I'm going to hold judgment until I see more about him, but I'm very excited to see it. In case you don't know, I do have a Patreon with full-length reactions, so if that interests you, link in the description. But without further ado, let's watch this episode. Fuck. Oh no.
Your daughter has consumption. Consumption is a very infectious disease. There are procedures that must be followed. Please, hand over the child.
Consumption? I have never heard of this disease.
They have to x-ray us because we might have it as
Fuck
well.
us, Lizzie. Fuck us! Fuck you and me! Who brought this on?
I know he's like really angry right now and this is a horrible situation, but like, it is genuinely really sweet how much he cares for his kids.
Sometimes.
Why are they all so scared?
He's a horse in a crate, kicking the crate.
It's a good way of describing it. But why are they so scared? What, like, as if any other father wouldn't react the same way when their daughter was in the presence of nearly dying. I mean, I don't understand why everyone got so scared at that. He just screamed a bit and got flustered. Like, his child is near death. I mean, like, he found out she has an infectious disease. She has a fever of 102. Like, I don't get that, why everyone was so afraid.
She has a tubercular infection in her left
Oh, so
lung.
it's tuberculosis. Okay.
They've caught her quite early.
Okay.
She should be wearing a mask.
I am.
I mean, it was the same thing back in, like, season 3, if you remember, when Charles was taken. I mean, you see how not only crazy and rage-induced Tommy went, but I feel like you don't fuck with the man's kids. I mean, he's a little more calm, collected when he has to deal with the family, and he'll still win in the end, but in terms of his kids, he goes, like, Hulk rage mode. He gets real angry.
I need 5 days of your time.
That was a cool fucking shot.
Go to the door and take her coat.
Yes, ma'am.
Make a note of the label.
Of course, ma'am.
God, this bitch is so materialistic and pretentious. Really does believe that she is better than everyone else. I am not a fan. Someone needs to humble this bitch quick. Also, yo, the direction of this episode is insane. Like, so far, such beautiful shots. So much flair.
The poor who are only poor because they spent so much of their income on Guinness, please.
I think the causes of poverty are a little more complex than that.
Yes, I believe it is to do with genetics.
Huh. Beautiful vase.
My grandfather stole it from a brothel in Cairo.
Egyptian.
Yo.
I think.
Fucking what, mate?
One of them becomes a gangster and a politician, the other a collector of antiques. It is quite extraordinary.
A result of genetics, I think.
My dear, you researched me and I researched you.
Talk that shit, Ada.
His daughter is sick.
Does he not employ a governess?
It's a class thing. A genetic thing. He puts his daughter's welfare before business.
Even the business of changing the world.
The day was purely social.
Yo, Ada. Ada. Okay.
You should know your brother has altered my life. Well, I don't read novels. I read only pornography and politics.
What the fuck? God, the writing in this show is so fucking sharp, man.
When the time comes for the great cleansing, I myself will personally argue the case that the Jews must be dealt with, but that the gypsies should be spared. Let's drink whiskey and wait for the American.
Do I even need to say anything? Do I even need to say anything? I think we're all on the same page here, right?
Esme's husband was a fucking dirty Didakai.
All
He was a
right.
Peaky blinder.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Well, I'm the elder and more terrible. And as I said, I'm in a hurry.
Oh my god, is that her back there? Yo, it's been so long since we've seen Esme. Where are the kids, bro? Bro, the direction of this episode is insane. I mean, just this shot right here, too. Just gorgeous. Everything about this episode so far is absolutely beautiful.
And I can tell, by saying her name and looking in your eyes, that I've wasted petrol, time, and hope.
Wasted petrol and what?
Oh, sorry, that was funny.
Thought you had Polly deal with the spirits.
Polly is dead.
Hilarious. She's part of the gypsy spirit side, but she didn't know that Polly was dead. Haha, because it's not real.
So when I speak, please keep your fucking mouths closed. Because although I'm reluctant, I am actually quite good at this. And yes,
Very true.
I'll have champagne.
Yes, Ada, you are very good at this. You are showing it this entire episode. That entire conversation with Diana, I mean, or Diane, whatever her name is. I think it's Diana. She's showing it. She is very good at this.
Men bore me. Ada, do you have a man?
My husband died. But of course, we speak often.
Yo, Ada's channeling that Tommy sarcasm and snarky remarks. I'm loving this.
Experimental work that he hopes will save the life of his daughter.
In his shoes, I would do the same thing. Your brother intrigues me.
He often has that effect on people.
Yes, and my future husband has been affected.
Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, man. Ada, you are killing this. You are absolutely killing this, Ada.
What English upper-class women can do with just skin, bone, and arrogance.
My brother sends his apologies for not being here. And I'd like to invite all of you to
Oh, shit. This is a good episode so far, man. Holy fuck.
Do you know where he's gone?
He's gone up a mountain looking for a miracle.
No one is allowed to go in if he's not here.
Shut the fuck up.
Bring me the keys.
Yeah, for real.
All
What?
of the keys.
How you gonna say that to Ada, dog? Get your ass out of here. Come on now. I'm gonna need the disrespect to Ada to stop real quick. Way too much of it happening in this episode. I am not a fan. Y'all better respect Ada.
Whiskey.
Mr. Shelby doesn't allow whiskey in the building anymore.
Yo,
Have someone
woman.
Go and fetch some.
Woman. Please. You annoying me. Not gonna lie, I love how she was walking to the beat right there. That just like tickled the inside of my brain.
Sister is it?
For the next 5 days, I'm not the
Boss's
boss's
sister,
I'm the
bro.
boss.
Thank you, Ada. Jesus Christ. Can people stop calling her Tommy's sister? It's kind of annoying.
And I think it's in both. It's
Shit.
moving quickly.
He gave me instructions on information.
Can you get a message to him?
He'll be out of reach.
Bro, they're gonna split. She's gonna leave. I mean, I already know she wants to leave Tommy, and then when Ruby dies, they're definitely gonna leave.
And the doctors know what it is. They know what causes it. But oh no, my husband, he knows better. Not a normal man, your brother. Booking horse thieves and sorcerers while I'm here on my own.
I mean, I'll be honest, I literally don't feel bad at all, because Tommy's been this way since the first season. She knew who he was the second she met him. So I mean, I don't. You knew what you were getting into, man.
I say big time boys don't ask for permission.
I think it means you're in.
That's the Arthur we know and love.
I find out you've been wasting my time. I use that rope to fucking hang you.
Yes, sir.
Any fucking man looked like this before. Peaky Blinders still looks like this. After. That's man.
Yes, sir.
Beneath your sleeves lies the truth. The marks on your arm. Yeah.
Yikes.
There's a warehouse full of it just across the yard there.
Aw, come on, Arthur, don't fall for this.
And they steal
Come
it,
on, be
throw
strong,
it
man.
laughing. Don't build mountains. And walk like it's a flat plane. Easy step by easy step.
Yo, that guy gave him some good advice, though, I ain't gonna lie. My man actually helped Arthur, although the actor for Arthur Shelby right now is giving a killer performance.
Yo, let's go, come on.
Damn, bro.
Lawyer!
But now they're just gonna keep stealing from you guys, because you just let them go with it. I mean, I feel for him, and the guy actually gave Arthur some great advice, and actually tried to help him. But I mean, still, that was a beautiful scene, though.
Tommy, perhaps the treatment will work and your daughter will live.
I mean, 100% you just wasted his time.
Science is winning everything these days, even against the angels.
It will continue to.
But I think there should be some reward for what I've shown you. Some consideration. You can afford it, Mr. Shelby OBE.
What have you shown him exactly?
And instead of this poor wooden cross,
Tommy!
I will build a monument to this little girl. The mother can decide how big. It can be as big as fucking Nelson's column. Ruby will be well. She will be well. I will give you gold, and you will help me find this woman, and she will spare my daughter.
Bro, your daughter is gonna die, Tommy. I'm sorry. You are looking for a black cat in a dark room, buddy. Your daughter is gonna be dead, and you are gonna be in the mountains still.
Where were you? Where the fuck were you?
Is she dead? Oh, she died. She dead. She dead. She dead. She dead. She dead. She dead. Oh, yeah. I mean, we saw it coming.
She's gone. She was asking just now for you. We went.
Fuck.
5:17.
That makes it so much more sad that she was asking for Tommy. That was one sad fucking ending, man. Holy shit. Wow, man. That was one sad way to go out. I mean, we saw it coming, but it doesn't make it any less bad. I mean, that's 7-year-old girl. Tuberculosis. I mean, it's 1934, so it's not out of the question. It's not necessarily uncommon either. I mean, it's a tough thing, especially during this time when modern medicine isn't what it is today. But fuck. But you know, the thing is, like, I get where Lizzie comes from by saying Tommy isn't there. You know, he should be there in the final moments, just keeping company to Ruby and Lizzie. But from Tommy's side, he was also actively trying to help his daughter from his own perspective. He 110% believed that someone put a curse on him and on his family, and he was trying everything in his power to lift that curse. So from his perspective, he 100% believed that what he was doing was helping Ruby instead of just being there with them. And don't get me wrong, him being there changes nothing. Ruby would not have survived if Tommy was there. You know, he doesn't actually change anything by being there except comforting them. That's it. That's all he changes. So the outcome wouldn't change, but their emotions would at the very least. So it is worth something, but I just mean, I get where Tommy is coming from. I mean, it's such a, I don't want to say stereotypically wise, but I feel like it's such a thing in most shows and even in real life per se. I think it's pretty common. I don't know where you want to put the blame at for how it's arise this way and how kind of fathers and mothers play their roles in this way, but I just mean, I feel like it's pretty common that the dad will just search for practical answers while the mom will continue to comfort the child. I think that seems to be a pretty common thing throughout most families, is the dad will look for something to solve it or try and fix it, and the mom will be there to comfort. And I think that's the perfect blend, because if both of you are just comforting, then no one's looking for a practical solution, and if both of you are looking for a practical solution, no one's comforting, and you need both of them, right? You need both your logic and your emotion. You can't have just one. And so I get where both are coming from. They're both doing their jobs correctly, I suppose, but I just mean, I can't really blame either of them, you know? Lizzie was just with her daughter in her last moments, which is fantastic. That's what a mother should be doing, and a father. And I mean, Tommy was looking for something to try and help his daughter, which is also what a father and a mother should be doing. So I can't really blame either of them for how it went down. It's just unfortunate and quite sad. I think now more than ever, I think Lizzie is going to want to leave Tommy. She'll probably take Charles, I don't know. But she has been wanting to get away from this man for a very long time. And I mean, there's been no love between them for a very long time. And now that Ruby is gone, you know what I mean? I think before, when she was talking to Ada, I think she was about to say it. I think she was about to say it when she was just like, very different man your brother is, or whatever. I think she was gonna say when she was trying to talk to Ada to like get a message to him or something, she was gonna tell him that she's gonna leave or something. At least that's what I think. I don't think they're gonna stay together for much longer. It either is going to end in divorce or death, one or the other. Double D's. On a more lighter note, I think this episode was so well crafted. Though, I mean, I think this episode really showed this show's strength, because I think its strength lies in its direction, in its cinematography, in its music implementation, in its dialogue and script writing. And I think that this episode just knocked it out of the water. I think hands down, this is the best episode of the season so far. Hands down, this is the best episode of the season. But everything was just on a 10 out of 10 this episode in terms of, you know, dialogue, script writing, cinematography, shot direction, music, acting. I mean, everything. This episode was just absolutely S tier. Especially I loved the conversations Ada had this entire episode. I think she did amazing. I'd love to see Ada back in a position of power, and I don't know if she enjoys it, but she's damn good at it. And it makes me sad that she doesn't like it, or that, you know, she believes she can't handle it. She'd just rather not deal with it, which makes me sad, because she is one of the very few people in the family that is intelligent like Tommy. Obviously not as intelligent, but still very intelligent, and she can handle herself. She's well put together, whereas a lot of the other ones, you know, Arthur, John, like, not to knock them, but I just mean, you know, they're kind of crazy. They're a little bit more sword, less pen, whereas Ada is more pen, less sword. And so I like seeing Ada doing her thing. I really enjoyed it. I mean, the entire conversation of her with Jack Nelson, Gina, Diane, and Mosley, I think was fantastic. Especially the conversation just between Ada and Diane was so good. Is it Diane or Diana? It might be Diana. Yeah, it's Diana, not Diane. My apologies. But the entire conversation with Ada and Diana was just so good. Such good dialogue, and reminded me a lot. I mean, this is a completely different show genre and everything, but Community has, I mean, it's written by Dan Harmon, who also wrote Rick and Morty, so it's not a surprise, but I just mean the writing and dialogue is just so witty and well done and just fast paced, where you really feel like, you know, not only in terms of subtext and nuances, but it's just, you really feel that two people who are seemingly intelligent are actually talking to one another, and they really know their shit. There is no and, ahs, nothing. No one's caught off guard. It's like everything's rehearsed, but obviously, I mean, it's a show, no shit, everything's rehearsed, but I mean, not in terms of the show, I mean, in terms of real life, it feels like they know what the fuck they're talking about in terms of their characters, so I really like that. I thought that scene was amazing. Diana and Mosley. So we got proper Nazis in this show now. I mean, when she was talking about poverty, and Ada was like, you know, I think poverty is not such a simple case as spending it on one company or whatever. And she's like, yes, I think it's race-based or whatever, genetics. And I was like, it's what now? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I think she needs to go. I think Jack Nelson needs to go, because he is also evidently said some questionable things about Jewish people. And Mosley needs to go. They all need to go. That's all I'm saying. They all need to go. But the thing is, I don't know what this show is going to do in terms of historic, because this is a historical fiction, this show. It takes things that happened in real history and creates a fictional story out of it. And Oswald Mosley does not die anytime soon, at least not that I'm aware of. I'm fairly certain he dies at the ripe old age of like 70. And he does actually become the prime minister at some point, or he was just the representing person for the fascism party in Britain. But I don't know how they're gonna do it, so I don't know if they are gonna kill him or how Tommy defeats him. I mean, we got 3 episodes left, 4, 5, and 6. I'm very excited to see how it goes. But the first 3 have done a really good job at setting up the entire show, this entire season. I've been loving it. You know, it's one of those shows, it's a lot like Breaking Bad in that sense, where it's not a show that's action, action, action. It has action, but the brilliance in the show lies in its writing and its acting and its characters and how each character interacts with one another. There are just so many scenes that are so tense and well done, and that's where the show really shines. I think the entire scene with Arthur, that entire warehouse scene, was really sad, really beautiful, really well done. I mean, I really start to feel for Arthur. And that man, he did really say some real shit to Arthur. You know what I mean? Like, clearly that guy's been through it as well, because he knew exactly what Arthur was going through. He knew exactly what to say, because it sounds like he genuinely did walk in his shoes. So he did actually give some good advice to Arthur, and Arthur is struggling, man. He is really struggling. I feel bad for Arthur. I hope he pulls himself out of this. I hope with the help of his friends and his family he pulls himself out of this. I don't know if he will, but I'm hoping. But I'm against both with what Arthur did and Ada did in terms of sparing that guy. That guy was good, clearly. That guy has an addiction, but the thing is, like he said at the bar, there's a lady there who says opium for sale. Now, if he had an addiction, he wouldn't be selling it. He would just be using it, and that would be the end of it. But they're taking it by the bucketful and selling it to make money. So clearly it's not all about just the addiction. You are straight up stealing from them and selling it to other people. So there is a part of that that's not just about himself. It's about making a profit, which they still have to punish. And, you know, like Diana said to Ada, she was like, if this was still 1920 or 1919 or whatever she said, she was like, you would have just walked in here with your revolver and shot me. And I was like, hey, yeah. And watching that warehouse scene, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I kind of wish this was 1920, because these guys need to get their balls back. You know what I mean? Like, a time ago in season 1 and season 2, if someone did some shit like this, they'd be dead. Like, you remember when Isaiah and Michael had that scrap in season 2, and Arthur went there and they burnt down their fucking pub. Like, just, that's all it took. There was no questions asked. They said, where'd you guys go? Okay. And they went to go handle business. That was it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. And now, like, this guy was stealing from them. All those guys were stealing from them, and they just let it go. I think Tommy would have done the right... Tommy's idea on what to do was the right thing to do, is just straight up kill that guy. Because you have to make a message. Like, I don't mean, like, morally, but these guys are gangsters, bro. They're not model citizens. They're not supposed to be. So thinking of it in terms of their gang and the Peaky Blinders and how they conduct themselves, they definitely should have capped that dude 100%, because they have to set an example. They got to kill the guy to show the others, we're not fucking around. You don't steal from the Peaky Blinders. But instead, the dude got off scot-free because he played on Arthur's emotions. Now, if that was Tommy, would have never happened, because you're not going to play Tommy's emotions. You would have been capped and it would have been done with. But Arthur is not as strong as Tommy, and he was just manipulated right in that moment, and he let the guy go. So I guess we'll see how that unfolds later. I wonder when we'll get Michael back, because I feel like Michael hasn't been a part of the show a lot this season. And I know it's because he's in jail currently and Tommy put him there, but I just mean, you know, Michael swore revenge on Thomas, and I'd like to see that come to fruition, or I'd like to see something about that. You know, this is the last season before we get the movie. Or maybe the movie will be Tommy versus Michael, I don't know. But I want to see him again. I want to see his storyline continue, because he has sworn revenge. That's Polly's son right there. And there's nothing better in a story than just a straight up emotional blood feud. A story doesn't have to be the world is ending. It can just be the world is ending for one person, you know? A very emotional story that we can tie ourselves to can create a riveting and intense and enthralling story to watch. And so I think that's where they should go with this, but I don't know what's going to happen, but we will find out. But nevertheless, 10 out of 10 episode, best of the season so far. Absolutely amazing. Loved every second of it. Tell me what you thought. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Hey guys, thank you all for watching that recent video, and I just want to give a special shout out to Oko Canutilla. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm really sorry if I'm not, but just want to give a special shout out to you. You've been subscribed to my tier 1 on Patreon for a while now, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the support. Love you guys.